Hi there. It has now been a few days since Robin Williams died by suicide, and on my Facebook page, I have been talking about the effect that has had on me and also on all of us, and feeling heartbroken and sad and experiencing this as just a terrible tragedy. And I find myself wanting to say even more. And so this video is about me, actually, more so than it is about anything else. I want you to understand why I do what I do, why this is important to me, and why his death would affect me the way that it does. I started this page because I wanted to be a part of the solution. I want to share information, I want to share love, I want to share inspiration, I want to help people to change. And part of the reason for that is because of my own issues or my own struggles that I have had in my life with depression. And also knowing that there are ways that things can change. I know what it's like to be in the darkness. I know what it's like to think that the tunnel is going on forever and the light doesn't seem to be anywhere near that you can actually see it. I know what it's like to feel like you're in the depth of that pit and there's no way out. I know that sense of helplessness. I understand the feelings of powerlessness, and I want to be a voice of hope. I want to be that ray of light. I want to be that beacon of light that helps you to see that it doesn't have to be that way and that things can change. Depression is a chemical imbalance, and it does create this stew of negativity that leads you to believe that you're not worthy, that you're not good enough, and that nobody wants to know you. And to be quite honest, it doesn't really matter what anybody else tells you, because the trick that it plays on you, the lies that it tells you, go on inside your own head. And so even if you are in a loving family or with people who care about you, what's going on inside of you tells you that none of that really matters. And if you've read my ebook, you'll know that I suffered from depression most recently when I was in graduate school studying my psychology degree, getting my doctorate in psychology. And it was debilitating. It was dark. It was lonely. And I felt like an awful fraud, because how dare I be studying to try to help people when I felt like I couldn't even help myself. I understand what it's like to feel like the darkness will never go away and that you just want it to end. I wrote in my book that I didn't really want to die, but I didn't really want to live either. I didn't really have any energy, I had no zest for life, and I didn't believe that it was going to really get any better. I hung in there because of the people that I love. I had made a promise internally to my sisters, and they don't know this, when they were kids, that I would always, always be here. And as I was going through the depression this second time, I realized that when I was a teenager, I experienced depression for a good solid 4 years. Now, if you can imagine what depression is like for an adult, you have no idea what it can be like for a teenager. And a lot of the work that I do, and a lot of the reason why I do the work that I do, is because of that very first experience that I had with depression, where I felt isolated and I felt alone, that nobody understood what I was going through. I didn't feel like I belonged anywhere, not in my family, not in my school, not even in the country that I was living in. I felt like the odd person out. And it was miserable. And I remember making a promise, again internally, not to anybody out loud, that although I didn't feel like being here anymore, that I was always going to keep moving forward and keep trying, because I love my sisters. And let me be very clear, I pass no judgment on people who end their lives. Although I don't believe that it's the solution, and it shouldn't be the option, because I know that there's ways out, because I believe that now, I also know what it's like to be in the depths of it and not see that. So I don't pass judgment on people who do that. But what worked for me was making that promise to my sisters. They were very young, they're much younger than I am, and I love them so much, and I just knew how heartbroken they would be if anything happened to me. And now, as I still love them very much, and they're still part of that journey that I have, but I also work and strive every single day because of my daughter. I love her more than anything, and I would never, ever do that for her. I couldn't, because I know, I've seen it. I've worked with people who have experienced loved ones dying by suicide, and I wouldn't want to do that to her. Again, I pass no judgment on other people because I understand what that is like for them. But I have my Facebook page, and I have the work that I do, and I do all of this because I don't want another child to want to kill themselves because they're being bullied, or they feel like they don't belong, or they're being ostracized and excluded by other people. I have this page, and I have this community, and I say all the things that I say because I want people to know that there's hope, to believe in yourself, to know that you're worthy, to know that you're deserving, to know that you're loved, to know that I believe in you. Even if you can't find anybody else, I believe in you. I believe in the work that I do, and I know that things can get better. It may be tough. It's not easy. I'm never going to tell you that it's easy, because it's not. I work at it every single day, even now. Every single thing that I post on my Facebook page is because I know that it's going to help you, because it helps me. And I know that the words that I share will help you because they help me. And it's really important for you to do the work and to get help if you're feeling depressed, or if you're feeling stuck, or you're feeling like there's no way out. If you feel alone, if you're feeling lonely, get help. Our society makes us feel like we're weak if we get help for ourselves, but the reality, in my opinion, it is the most courageous thing you could ever do for yourself. Sitting in silence and suffering is being weak, because it's destroying you, it's sucking the life out of you, and that is no way to live. And I promise you, it may not happen today, it may not happen tomorrow, but there is a light at the end of the tunnel, and things can be different. Sometimes people need medication, sometimes they don't. But there's lots of things can be done, there's lots of things that you can do, and things can be different. And that is why I do the work that I do, because I believe deeply that things can be different, that life can change, that we can change, and we're all in this together. I'm on a mission to help people change their lives and find happiness. And I want to touch as many people and help as many people as I possibly can to experience that. Thank you for listening.